G'day everyone, what is going on? It is your favorite producer from down under, Jhin, back with another video. And in this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a pain melody for an artist such as LIL DURK or GRIZZLEY inside of FL Studio. If you are new here though, would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button. And while you're at it, flick that little notification bell for me so you get notified every single time I upload a video. Friendly reminder as well that I do stream live over on Twitch every single day, 8 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you can follow me over there, would greatly appreciate that one as well. But with that being said, let's get into FL Studio and let's deconstruct this sample. Okay, so here we are inside of FL Studio, and as you can see, there's not much happening with this sample. We have 5 elements, 4 melodic, 1 bass. To begin with, we do have the piano though, and this one comes from Contact. It is the New York Pure library, and we're just using the basic Pure preset. All we're doing with this one, we are working in the key of G sharp minor. So we have a G sharp minor chord where we've taken out the middle note. And then we go down 4 semitones to E minor, where we yet again take out the middle note, where we have E and B instead. If we were to go down to the bass, as you can see, it follows the same root notes as the chord progression, where we have this G sharp, E and E here. The only difference is we do add in this F sharp here, which is a passing note or a grace note, just to make it sound like the actual sample is progressing, that it is changing, gives it a bit more rhythm as well. With the top melody, all we're doing is we're just playing the notes in the progression, working our way down. The only thing that changes in regards to it is with this first half, as you can see, it goes A sharp to B. With this second part, it goes B down to A sharp. But in context, this is what the piano sounds like. Now, to make it sound a bit more human, as you can see, we have changed the velocities down here, and we do actually change the strum as well. If you hit Alt-S, if you are on the Windows version of FL, you do actually bring up what's known as the strum, so Alt-S, and it actually plays the notes one after another, because if you were to play the piano naturally, you don't actually hit every single note at the exact same time. There is going to be a little bit of a delay in between each one. So just by doing stuff like that, you can make it sound a bit more human, a bit more natural as well. Going on to the next part of this sample, it comes in from Expand, and this one is the female ooh choir. All we're doing with this one is we're just playing the same root notes as the piano. As you can see, we have this G sharp going down to the E, but we do have this D sharp playing throughout the whole sample, mainly just to give it a bit of consistency, and it blends in really nice with the piano. But in context, this is what the choir sounds like. Really simple, but it does add a little bit more atmosphere to the full sample. Going on to the next part, it comes in from Arcade, and we are using just a flute one-shot. That one-shot comes from Shadow Flute from the Drip Kit, and in context, sounds like so. It's just to accompany the piano and the bells that come in as well, and it's just to give it a little bit more of a variant as well. Going on to the next element, we do have this sub coming in from the Trifreeze Culture Kit Volume 2, and in context, just sounds like so. It's just following the same progression as the bass piano. As you can hear, we do have some sliding notes just to give it a little bit more of a passing feeling, like it's obviously sliding from one to another, but it's just something just to make it sound a little bit different. The last thing that we have coming in comes from Expand, and it's just a simple bell pattern. The bells on that one, surprise, surprise, is the rich music box. You thought I was going to be using the ambient one, but yeah, in context, just sounds like so. Now, it sounds a bit more chaotic than what you're actually seeing with the MIDI. That's where the effects come in. With the bell, we do have a guitar rig with the preset of this one being acoustic multi, where we've just turned down the wet dry to about 30%. Then we do have a portal come in where we're using the time traveler preset from the grain synthesis bank by HZE. We do have a halftime come in where we have the mix on 28 just to bring in some of that low end as well. An EQ just to tidy it a little bit as well because it brought in too much low end and to shape it to bring out the high end a lot as well. Another halftime, and then just another EQ getting rid of a lot of the low end because it got really muddy and we obviously wanted room for the other elements. Going on to the piano, all we have is 2 EQs on this one where we're cutting everything below 85 Hertz to leave room for the 808. Then we're doing a little bit of shaping where we boost some of the high mids so it can actually come through with the bells as well because there was a little bit of clashing with that one. Going on to the flute, we have an EQ coming in where we're getting rid of everything below 500 Hertz. An RVox stereo with a compression of -3 just to make sure that it is loud because there were parts where it was really quiet. We have a fruity limiter coming in just to stop peaks because there were parts where it was really getting really loud and really peaking. Then just an EQ just to get rid of the lows, keep room for the bass. The other expand, which is the choir, all we have is just an EQ, leaving room for the bass. And then last but not least, we have the sub bass where we have nothing on it. Going on to the melody bus, all we have on that one is an RC20 retro color with the trifreeze preset. The magnitude or the mix turned down to 80%. Now, if you do want this preset, we'll be leaving a link to it in the description. I made it myself, and it comes from my kit called Nightmares Volume 1. If you actually want to get a whole bunch of other RC20 presets and a lot of other presets for stuff such as Omnisphere, and you want some MIDIs as well, feel free to cop that one. We'll be leaving a link to it in the description. We have a Valhalla Vintage Verb coming in with the chamber mode, tiled room preset, mix on 30%, pre-delay 0, decay 0.6, and a low cut of 500. A vintage chorus come in where we're on the second mode, we have the mix on 80%, and we've turned the noise down all the way. We actually changed the wet dry knob over here to 30% because it was a bit too detuned. And just an EQ, getting rid of some of the lows because it did get really muddy. And given the fact that we actually don't have the bass routed to the melody bus, we wanted room for that bass. We didn't want the effects to be affecting the bass. So obviously making room makes it sound cleaner. But yeah, that is how you can make just a really simple pain sample for an artist such as GRIZZLEY or LIL DURK inside of FL Studio. If you are new here, would greatly appreciate it yet again if you do punch that subscribe button. And a friendly reminder that I do stream live over on Twitch every single night, 8 PM AEST. So if you want to chuck me a follow over there and catch up with me making loops, would greatly appreciate that one as well. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week for another video.